Hey guys, so in today's video we're going to be diving into the Klarity Kosmetics Angry Leprechaun Palette. So I plan on doing 2 looks with this palette. I think that this palette is absolutely beautiful. I love the color art on here, and it was pretty cool when they posted about the artist actually drawing this. And then the color story on the inside is absolutely beautiful. I'm in love with these green tones in here. If you guys have never tried Klarity Kosmetics, you are 100% missing out. Yet their palettes are definitely a bit on the pricey point, and I have a lot of their palettes over here, and I have to honestly say that they're 100% worth the money. So I think for the first look today, I'm going to be playing with the kind of greens right in through here, and then tomorrow probably end up playing with like more of the fall colors right through here. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids, and I'll be right back. All right, I went ahead and primed my eyes with the Ace Beauté eyeshadow primer in the shade Light, and we're going to go ahead and start diving on into these beautiful, beautiful shades. I think I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to start out with Who Steals Me Gold, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. I'm just going in with like a flat packing brush, and I'm going to pat that all over both lids. That shade has a lot of pigment, which is definitely not a bad thing. But if you do have trouble blending, then I would just build the shade up lightly so that you don't go too overboard. I'm not trying to make it perfect because I'll be covering this with some shimmers anyways. Just trying to use as many shades in the palette as I can. All right, now on a fluffy brush, I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend that shade out just a little bit. Looking a tad bit messy, but as they say, we're going to trust the process. So next, to blend that shade out with, I'm going to go into this green shade right here, and this is called Now You're Going to Die. Also a decent amount of kick up in the pan with this one. So something that I like to do to blend out my shadows if I don't have a light enough shade is I'll take some setting powder on a fluffy brush, and then I'll work on blending that out. All right, so now I'm going to go in with 3 of their shimmers, and the first one that I'm going to go in with is this one right here, and this is called Me Powers Are Returning, and I'm going to place that just out here on the outer corners. That is such a beautiful shade. That's beautiful. That's absolutely stunning. And next I'm going to go in with what I think is one of the most beautiful shades in this palette, and it's going to be this green shade down here, and this is called I Smell Me Shillin'. I'm going to place that in the center directly next to that shade. An absolutely gorgeous, like multi-chrome shade. God, that's stunning. And then the last shade that I'm going to go in with for my inner corner is going to be like this golden green shade right here. And this is called An Eye for an Eye. Just put that here in the inner corner. That's absolutely stunning. All right, and now that those shades are laid down, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the eye look, finish off the rest of my makeup, and we'll come back and do the lower lash line. All right, guys, and now that the rest of my face makeup is done, I'm going to go back in with this beautiful green shade right here to run along the lower lash line, and this shade is called What the Hell Are You? And then I'll probably go in afterwards with a little bit of setting powder and blend out that shade. Alright, I finished off my lower lash line and added a green liner into my waterline, and now I'm going to do my lower lash line mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, and this is the final look number 1. I am very happy with how this look turned out. I absolutely love these shimmers. Like I said, Klarity has some of the best shimmers in the indie makeup game. They are absolutely phenomenal, and this palette is no exception. I'm very happy with how this turned out. I love green eyeshadows, and I really like laying darker bases underneath like shimmers and multi-chromes and duochromes because it makes them really pop and stand out. So yeah, very happy with how this look turned out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for look number 2. My word, my hair is a mess. Alright guys, and now we're back today to do look number 2. So I think today, like I said yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and play with some of the warmer tones in the palette. So sticking over here in this section, I'm going to try to use the last 6 shades. So to start with, for my crease shade, I'm going to go into this kind of brownish shade right here called Diddly Diddly Dee. Kind of helps if you prime your lids first. Also a pretty dusty shade. Nice amount of pigment to it. Blends really, really easily as well. Even though Klarity has some pretty pigmented mattes, they're usually pretty easy to work with. Alright, so now that I have that shade laid down, I'm going to go ahead and darken up the crease a little bit with this shade right here. And this shade is called I Can Remove Your Face. I think the shade names in here are really adorable. Klarity usually has really cute shade names for all of their palettes. That's also a very beautiful kind of terracotta type of brown color. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and deepen up the outer corner with this really pretty kind of burgundy shade right here. And this is called You'll Be Dead on This Night. I'm going to go ahead and pack that on the outer corners. The shade is more on the buildable side, which I definitely like for darker shades. I definitely love these kind of purpley red colors. This is the type of color I'd wear this like all over my lid and then have like a super dark red lipstick to go with it. This warmer section in here has colors that are really, really nice for fall. All right, and now that I have that shade laid down, I'm going to go in with the first two shades to work on blending that out. I'd say for the most part, Klarity Kosmetics shadows essentially blend themselves. Might have to do a little bit of finessing with some smaller brushes, but I've never had a problem with any of their shades blending, and I own almost all of their palettes. All right, I think that those shades blended out really nicely, didn't have any problems with them. So for today, I am going to lay down a glitter primer because one of their shades in here that I want to use, the orange shade down at the bottom, it is one of their foiled shades, and some of their foils can be a little bit on the flaky side, so I find that using a glitter primer kind of helps to mitigate some of that. So I'm going to put some of that on and I'll be right back. All right, now that my glitter primer has been laid down, I'm going to go in with this absolutely beautiful red shade right here. I'm super excited to use this, and this shade is called Scream As You May, and I'm going to lay that right next to that darker kind of wine color. That is so beautiful. That's stunning. I love red multi-chrome shadows. That is not patchy, it's laying down really nicely. I'll go back in with some of that darker color, but that's beautiful. So next I'm going to go in with this beautiful kind of pink green multi-chrome shade right here. And this shade is called Break Me Spell. And I'm going to put that right next to that red shade. That's beautiful too. This whole palette's just stunning. Ooh. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm heavily Irish, but I can't do an Irish accent to save my life. Or to save me life. That's laying down really nicely with that red shade next to it. That's beautiful. I keep saying that. This whole palette is just perfect. All right, so the last shade that I'm going to go in here is called Evil as Hell. And this is that foiled shade right here. This is the one that is a little bit on the flakier side, but I find that their foiled shades lay down really nicely with glitter primer. I absolutely love those shimmer shades. They're absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to add in a little bit more of that darker shade back to the outer corners, blend it out, finish off the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. All right, now that the rest of my face is done, I'm going to go back in with that lightest brown shade that I used and run that along the lower lash. All right, you guys, and this is the final look. I am very, very happy with the way that this look turned out. Absolutely love the shimmer shades that are in here. They're absolutely beautiful, and they lay down really, really nicely. Like I said, some of the foiled, you might need a little bit of glitter primer, but they are absolutely stunning. So I'm going to zoom you guys on out, give you my final opinions, and we'll wrap up today's video. All right, guys, so like I said, this Angry Leprechaun Palette by Klarity Kosmetics is absolutely stunning. The color story, the mattes blended out really nicely. They're buildable, they're blendable. They lay down really nicely. They are highly pigmented, so go in light if you're not good with blending. The shimmers in here are absolutely gorgeous. I have no complaints with this palette, and I'm very happy with how this look turned out, and I absolutely love how the one yesterday turned out as well. So yeah, guys, I definitely think that this is worth the $65 that I paid for it. Is a little bit on the pricey side, as with a lot of indie makeup, but I really do believe that with indie makeup, Klarity is no exception. You absolutely get what you pay for. Really, really happy to have picked this palette up. It's absolutely beautiful. Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you like look 1, 2, none, or all? Let me know in the comments. So thank you guys for watching another one of my videos today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I do upload 3 to 5 times every single week, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.